Not everyone in your life is a safe person. Not everyone that is in your life is trustworthy. This took me a long time to figure out. When I have more trust with myself, I get to see the trust in other people. I thought just because I knew someone for so long, just because they were family, just because they were my best friend, just because they're my husband or wife, that they're a safe person. Safe people not everybody is safe. And so a safe person isn't safe to you just because you think that. There needs to be consistent safety, but that has to start with yourself first. Now, I can become safe and start to build some trust with myself and start to raise my own self-esteem. And with that consistency, and when I start to see consistency in others, when I start actually looking at the reality, when I stop putting the blanket of denial on, when I start to see the consistency in others and start to realize like, okay, like this person's safe, this person's not, like this person's trustworthy, this person's not. A little test that you can do is, do you feel judged by this person when you talk to them? Do they always hold your secrets safely? When there is judgment, that can be an indicator that that person maybe doesn't have the capacity to hold your important thing, like your secret, your heart, right? And I think as people get healthy, you start to respect your own soul and heart, and your value starts to go up. And then when your inner value starts to go up, you start to be more careful where you open up your heart to. And then because your heart can only really be opened up, should only be opened up in safe places with safe people that are trustworthy, that can hold that for you. And when I open up my heart to someone and it's the wrong person, I run the risk of getting hurt, and I open my portal up, and then that's when some of the negativity or the judgment can come in and it can hurt me. So, if I'm a person that doesn't know who trustworthy people are right away or safe people are right away, I'm not going to have the best boundary gates. I'm not going to have the best fences. I'm not going to have the best judgment for myself yet who these safe people are or not. So the good thing to identify here is just that what's inside of me is very sacred and important and needs to be protected. So when I protect that, I say it's valuable. And then I start to figure out who I can share my valuable inner thoughts, emotions, and secrets to, right? It's not for everyone, and it's not for people just because. People have to show that they're trustworthy and safe. And some of the best places to do that is in healthy meetings, healthy, safe meetings, because if you aren't really safe with yourself and don't have a lot of trust with yourself, it's almost like you need to go out and learn and see what healthy, safe people look like. And it doesn't mean that everybody in a meeting is a safe and healthy person. But in meetings, it's a good starting place because you start to see who's working the programs, who's doing the steps, who's really living what is being said. And it shows, like you can tell those types of people. And when you want to get healthier, you start wanting to copy that. You start liking who you are around healthy people. And that's a beautiful gift. But it takes time to determine who's healthy and trustworthy in your life. So what will happen is you might, maybe over the past, you've opened up to people, you've gotten hurt. They've betrayed you. It's not so much that somebody went against you and betrayed you. It's just that maybe you talked to the wrong person, maybe even at the wrong time. It's not saying that people don't have the potential, but we're trying to go based on reality and what you actually see and what you actually know, because that is what the truth is. And as you start seeing who's healthy, right? Because you start to become a healthy you, then you can start opening up more when you are with people that are healthy and safe and trustworthy. These people are going to listen to you. These people are going to love you unconditionally because they love themselves unconditionally. You're going to have a sense of forgiveness. You're going to have a sense of like, maybe when you talk to them, you don't have a list of obligations and duties to fulfill now. Healthy people don't want anything from you and they don't want you to do anything. Healthy people want you to be you and find you and figure out the path that's best for you, not what they think is best for you. So healthy people also show up with lots of freedom for you and space for you to be you, and that you can show up to be you every single time because you're just you and they're just them. There's no crossover. So I notice like with healthy, safe people, they just want that space for you to be you, and they will help if you want and ask for help. But if you're coming in and you feel worse after, like if you've talked to someone and you feel worse after, that could be an indicator that maybe that wasn't the best person to talk to. Oftentimes, when I talk to really healthy people working a spiritual program, I often always feel uplifted after. I feel energized. I feel grateful. I feel seen. I feel happy. I feel loved. And what helps when you feel loved by other people as well, like that's not the main goal is to feel loved by others, but when you just do feel loved by others, you are just reminding yourself that you are lovable. Like you are lovable, you deserve love, you have love, and it makes you want to love yourself more too. You go, you know what? Yeah, like I am a precious, beautiful, loving creation. I deserve to be here. And sometimes like starting out with like having a relationship with yourself is just like learning that you're allowed to, that you are worthy. And when other healthy people show you that you're worthy, it inspires you and helps you give yourself that permission that, yeah, I am worthy. I am lovable. I belong here. I belong here any way that I show up, any way that I want to be. I get to be here. I get to be me. And that's a beautiful thing that I've noticed from recovery. But it takes, learning how to be safe with yourself and learning to be around other trustworthy, healthy people. I get to copy that, and they remind me that I am lovable and worthy. And then I get to take that energy and go back out in the world and keep practicing and reminding myself that I am worthy. But this is a process. This takes time. And when I have that support of self and when I have that support of the community, I can get myself into solution mode and get my thinking out of problem mode, and out of victim mode and feeling insignificant and inferior and that I don't matter. But I'm trying to tell myself that I do matter, that I do want different, and that it is possible. And when I expose myself to these environments and people consistently, the change happens. The change will happen. The change will happen to me, not all in one shot, but over time as I just continue on consistently, with one healthy transaction at a time. And even the healthy transactions with myself, like that's the biggest thing is trying to love myself, because if I don't love myself, I don't have the capacity to love other people and to give that love back out. And sometimes, in the beginning is when I'm around healthy, loving people that love me for me. Someone is leading me out of myself to something different, and I need that light to show me that I am worthy. So I need people, and then people help me find me. And that's like so beautiful about recovery. So if you're trying to change, one of the number one things to do is who you can talk to. Find a healthy, safe, trustworthy person, like who's been really consistent in your life, that doesn't judge you, that always takes you back in, and that where you feel good after you're always around that person, right? And that's those people are good people to talk to about stuff, but not all at once. Like I would say, just test it out. Small conversations, because still your judgment could be off. So start small and see, and then open up as you go. Not like a full-on like emotional dump. Just test it out and see if that person is trustworthy. See if they can handle and hold that space for you that you need. Do they have the emotional capacity? Do they have the time? Do they have the energy? It might not be that person that you think. You might have to keep looking. All this stuff takes time. So, yeah, finding a safe, trustworthy person, someone that's healthy and someone that makes you feel like you like being you after, is a good place to start if you're trying to make some changes with your life. Because I noticed for me, it's just taken a lot of support, outside support, and other people to help me get to where I am today, to help me to achieve the sobriety and the freedom and the love that I have for myself today. So yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Okay, bye.